Yes, you are welcome to this class. Today I'll be teaching you about dictionary. A dictionary is a data object in Python that contains items in pairs. The items, the pair of items each pair of items is separated by a colon, and each group of items is separated by a comma. Curly braces are used to define dictionary object in Python. Of course, you can save dictionary objects in a variable. Let's say, for instance, I want to create a candidate. I want to create a dictionary object called candidate. And this object is meant to contain the name of student, the info about a student. Now, I'm going to put the opening bracket as a curly brace. Then the items in it are going to be written. Of course, the items can be of any data types. So I have, let's say, name. Sorry. Okay, I've decided to change candidate to info instead for ease. So we have this information about a student, the name, the class, the school, and the age. All of these are in pair. Now you see name and the value of name, the class and the value of the class, the school and its value, the age and its value. In a dictionary, dictionaries are in pair. The first element is called a key. The second element is called a value. So dictionary objects represent items in forms of key and value. Name is Ade, class is JSS3, school is Tulip Spring, and the age is 14. So name is the key, Ade is the value, class is a key, JSS3 is the value, and so on and so forth. View it also like a list of country and their capitals, Nigeria and Abuja. So Nigeria is the key, Abuja is the value. Ghana and Accra and Ghana. Sorry, Ghana and Accra. Ghana is the key, which is the country. Accra is the value. Benin Republic and Porto Novo and many other countries, Niger Republic and Niamey. So dictionary represents data items in terms of key and value. Each pair, like I said earlier, has a column in between them, and the items are separated by a comma, and curly braces are used to define dictionaries in Python. Let's move on to accessing data in dictionary. First, let's do a simple work. Let's print out all the items we have in this dictionary that is called info. If you run the program, we have name, Ade, class, JSS3, school, Tulip Spring, and the age 14. That's what we have there. Now, aside this, what else can we do? We can access items here by their keys. For instance, if I say print, open bracket, info, and then square brace, and then the name of any key. Let's say I want age, for instance. Now the age is a string variable, so remember to put it the way it is, and it's capital letter A. Okay, so if I run this, we have 14 as the age. So these are ways of accessing items in a dictionary. Let's try another one out. Print info, then square brace. Let me pick school, for instance. School. Okay, so let's print the key of school. Now the value is Tulip Spring, and that is what is shown here. So this is how to access data in a dictionary. The keys in a dictionary cannot be the same. The values may be the same, but the keys cannot be the same. For instance, in this dictionary, if I decide to add another pair of item and I put something like name again, comma here, then let's say I put name and colon. Okay, then I put another value for the name. Let's say I put James. This is not allowed in Python. So two values cannot have the same key. The key should be the same. If I decide to access name here, it will print James and not Ade. The reason is it will look at the most recent key, and the value that corresponds to that key is what it will bring up. So if we type this print open bracket info, then your square brace, and you put that key there, name. By the time we run it, you see James instead of Ade. Now, if you are using an IDE on desktop, it will already tell you that by the time you start typing this, it will tell you that a dictionary cannot contain two keys. So when you are creating a dictionary, ensure that you do not put two keys in the same dictionary. The values, of course, may be the same, but the keys shouldn't be the same. Now, that being said, another thing we need to know in dictionary is that the key of a dictionary should be rather an immutable data type, like a string, a numeric data type, or a tuple. The value can take on any data type, either mutable or immutable. Those are two things you should bear in mind as you work with dictionary. Now let's look at other operations we can do on dictionary. One of them is to update a dictionary. We can change and add items to a dictionary. For instance, in the dictionary we created, the boy or the girl is in GSS 3. Now let's assume the boy now or the girl now has moved on from GSS 3 and she's currently in SS 2. How do we update this class? For us to do that, we are going to type the name of the dictionary. We have info, then square brace, then the name of the key you want to update. In this case, we want to update class. So I put class. Now put an equal sign and put the new value that you want to assign to it. Now we said the boy now or the girl is in SS2. So we put it this way. How do you know whether this works? We can print that particular we can target that key by printing info and then using the key name, which is class. Okay, so by the time you print this, you run this rather, you can see SS2 on the screen. Or if you want to print the entire dictionary, you can print everything and see what is there. Print info. Okay, now you can see class is SS2, school remains to list string. So you can update any of the data items in this dictionary. Then another thing you can do is to add new pair of data items. For instance, here we do not have department for this boy. We do not have state of origin. We do not have maybe parent phone number or simply phone number. We do not have home address. So if you want to add any of these things, how do we do that? It's simple. The same way we did with changing or updating, we can do the same thing. For instance, you can type info, then your square brace. Now input the key that you want to add. Say for instance, I want to add department. I'll just use department, this for short, then equal to, what is the value? Let's say he's in the art or humanity. It's in the humanity department. Now If I now print the dictionary, let me print the entire dictionary and let's see. Now you see that department has been added. And because of time, I won't add more. Of course, you can add more. You can add date of birth. You can add whatever you want to add. So simply typing this will help you to add other items into the dictionary. We can also delete items from a dictionary. We can clear all the items in the dictionary. We can as well delete the entire dictionary. So let's take a look at all of this one at a time. How do you delete a targeted item on the dictionary? You can delete using the specified key. For instance, in this dictionary for info, let's say for instance, I want to delete the candidate name. For instance, how do we do that? We use the delete keyword, del for delete. Then the name of the dictionary, then put your square brace and the key that you want to delete, name. Now, once you type this code, typing this code alone will delete the item. In order to check if it is still there, you can try printing info, print the dictionary, and let's see, info. By the time we run this code, now take a look. The code is somehow packed up. I don't want to delete the previous ones. But then look at the last two lines, like before the program finished. Class SS2, school Tulip Spring. You discover that name is now omitted. And you can do that for any of the items in the dictionary. So once you use the delete keyword, it will delete the item. Then another thing you can do is to clear. I've decided to comment out some of the print functions so that our output will be a little bit clearer. So if you want to clear the items in a dictionary, use the clear function. The name of the dictionary dot clear. So info dot clear, and then open and close bracket. Now, as simple as this code is, it will erase or delete all the items in that dictionary. Even if there are 1 million items, it will clear everything. However, the container, the dictionary container will be left. So it will be shown or displayed as an empty set. So if we click on print, remember your set in mathematics. So if I click on print info, you see the symbol displayed. Now you can see there, that was the last line of the code. You can see the empty two curly braces, but there is nothing inside. That has been cleared. Now this is opposed to the deleting the dictionary. If I say delete info, for instance, and then I come here and I say print info. Now this delete info here means delete the dictionary called info. So the dictionary does not exist anymore after this line 27. If I say ask it to print it now, it will give you a traceback error. Now you can see it here, say name info is not defined, because as it checks through, it can no longer find it. If you look at the upper part of the output, you see the empty set there, the empty dictionary there. So this is how to update and how to delete items in a dictionary.